You're driven, you have goals, you want to make progress and finally get things done. But there's one small issue. You quit too easily. You start a new project or habit, but when things get tough or boring, you find yourself saying, "I'll do it later." Or worse, "Maybe this isn't for me." You tell yourself you'll try again next week, but that next week rarely comes. And over time, quitting becomes a habit. At first, you feel fine about it. You think, it's just not the right time. But after a while, you realize you're always in the same place and nothing really changes. That little voice in the back of your head starts whispering, "You're just not disciplined enough." And eventually you believe it. So why is quitting so easy? And how do you stop this cycle? A lot of advice tells you to stay motivated or find your why. But let's be real, motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel like conquering the world, and other days you can't even get out of bed without hitting snooze 3 times. The truth is, quitting is easy because sticking with something feels hard, and it feels hard because in your mind you've built it up to be a massive challenge. Here's the thing. Quitting is not about being lazy or undisciplined. It's about momentum, or the lack of it. It's like trying to ride a bike uphill when you're already tired. The easiest option is to just stop pedaling. But the secret to breaking the quitting cycle? Don't aim to finish the race, just aim to push the pedal once. When you feel like quitting, shrink the goal. If you don't want to read for 30 minutes, read for 3. Don't want to go to the gym? Just put on your gym shoes. By lowering the bar, you make it ridiculously easy to keep going. And if you still want to quit after that, fine. But most of the time, you'll find that once you start, stopping feels harder than continuing. Another trick? Quit strategically, not emotionally. If you're truly not interested in something, that's fine. But don't quit just because it got boring or inconvenient. Recognize the difference between losing interest and losing steam. One deserves a break. The other needs a small push. Think of it this way. Progress doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from small steps, repeated consistently. The hardest part isn't the journey, it's just getting moving. And once you do, quitting isn't even part of the equation. Let's break it down further. Imagine you're trying to write a book, start a business, or get in shape. You begin with a surge of excitement filled with visions of the end goal. But as soon as the excitement fades, reality kicks in. Writing a book isn't just typing out an epic story. It's sitting down day after day, dealing with writer's block, and doubting if any of it is even good. Starting a business isn't all breakthroughs and fun launches. It's long hours, failed ideas, and constant problem solving. Getting in shape isn't just picturing yourself with six-pack abs. It's sore muscles, early mornings, and skipping dessert when everyone else is indulging. This is where most people quit. The fun part, the vision, starts to fade, and all that's left is the grind. The problem is that the grind feels endless because we focus too much on the finish line. But here's the key. Stop thinking about the finish line. Picture this. You're at the bottom of a staircase. You don't need to leap to the top in one go. Just focus on the next step. And when that's done, focus on the one after that. Each small step might feel insignificant, but they add up faster than you think. Here's another way to think about it. Remember playing video games as a kid? Each level felt like a mini challenge, but you didn't quit because the final boss seemed far away. You focused on the next quest, the next enemy, the next power-up. Treat your goals like a video game. Take on the small quests, collect the small wins, and soon enough, you'll realize you've leveled up without even noticing. And let's talk about failure for a second. A big reason people quit is the fear of failure. We tell ourselves that if we're not perfect from the start, we might as well stop. But failure isn't the opposite of progress, it's part of it. Think of every mistake as an upgrade. Each time you mess up, you learn something that makes the next attempt easier. Jeff Bezos once said, "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying." That's the mindset to adopt. Regret doesn't come from failing. It comes from never starting or from quitting too soon. So the next time you're about to quit, ask yourself, am I really done? Or am I just tired? If you're tired, take a break. But don't throw in the towel. Shrink the goal. Push the pedal once. And remember, you don't need to win today. You just need to show up. By consistently showing up, even for just a few minutes, you build the muscle of perseverance. Eventually, what once felt hard starts to feel automatic. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. And progress happens one small step at a time. Quitting may feel easy in the moment, but long term, it's sticking with the small steps that lead to the big wins. Don't let the fear of starting over stop you from starting at all. Because the truth is, every time you keep going, You're rewriting your story, one small push at a time. Think of each challenge as a test of patience rather than skill. Success isn't always about talent. More often, it's about persistence. Most people aren't successful because they never faced setbacks. They're successful because they faced those setbacks and kept moving forward. There's a reason why so many successful entrepreneurs and creators talk about how many times they failed before they found success. Each failure was a stepping stone, not a stopping point. Imagine you're planting seeds in a garden. Not every seed will sprout immediately, but if you water and care for them consistently, most will grow over time. Your goals are the same. You have to nurture them with action and patience. At the end of the day, quitting might feel easy now, but sticking with your efforts leads to the results you truly want.